This week on Inside Boulder News, a new composting facility gives businesses options as they work to comply with new zero waste requirements. The Dairy Arts Center looks brand new after a significant renovation, and the Boulder Barrel project ends with an auction to benefit local nonprofits. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Ashley Prill. Last June, City Council adopted new universal zero waste requirements that expand recycling and composting to all Boulder residents, employees, and visitors. Starting on September 17th, Boulder businesses will need to comply with the new requirements. To help make composting easier and to create more competition so businesses have options, the city is partnering with a new leading-edge facility.
In the city of Boulder, 60% of the waste that's generated comes from businesses. So the restaurants and supermarkets that have maybe never composted before have an opportunity to divert that material now, and instead of having it go to the landfill, it could be composted and made into this beautiful soil amendment that's behind me. Of the 3,000 businesses or so in Boulder, there are several haulers, about a dozen trash haulers that will collect your trash recycling or composting. And a business can choose any hauler they want. And for the haulers to bring the compostables, there's a couple of different options, and this Heartland Biofuels facility is one of the options. This is the largest biogas facility in the nation, and it is a very innovative operation that they have out here in that they're making not only a compost product that helps enrich our soils locally, but also a natural gas product that goes into the natural gas pipelines, and it's actually more pure than the natural gas that's extracted through fracking or through other natural gas drilling. It's more cost effective for the haulers and therefore for the businesses that are composting because they're selling two products on the end. The tip fees or the gate fees to drop material off on the front is less. We wanted to give businesses choices. We wanted to make sure they had more than one place to go and that this Heartland facility is able to take some materials for composting that no one else in the country can take. If you have a pallet of spoiled milk, for example, or packaged product that is compostable, the contents are compostable, but the package is either recyclable or trash, there's never before been any place to bring that material. If it's packaged, there's really no other option besides Heartland to take it other than bringing it to the landfill.
Again, businesses will need to comply with the Universal Zero Waste Ordinance by September 17th. The city can help property owners or business owners with bin ordering, bin placement, signs, or general zero waste questions. To request assistance, email zerowaste@bouldercolorado.gov or access a do-it-yourself kit by visiting zerowasteboulder.com. Every couple years, the City of Boulder conducts a community survey to gauge the perceptions, satisfaction, and priorities of residents.
It provides a really great trend line for assessing all of the things that are good conditions in the community as well as the city services. What's really important is if we see a change in that trend line and satisfaction with things, then we really know there's an issue and there's something to address. But it's really important for the city to know what community members think, what their satisfaction is with all kinds of conditions and services with the community. What are their priorities for the future? What are the things that we should be focusing on? It helps us with our budgeting, it helps us with planning, and it helps us with projects.
The community survey is statistically valid and participants are chosen at random.
The survey is conducted, it's a random sample of 6,000 households throughout the city, and it's just geographically distributed all over. If you get one, it's special, and so you should really respond and fill out the survey. You might get a paper survey, or you might get a postcard that gives you a specific code to take the survey online.
Surveys should begin arriving in the mail this week, and they need to be completed by mid-October.
Don't wait, don't set it aside, say I'm going to do it later. Just go ahead and do it because it's really, really important that we get a really good representation of the whole community.
If you don't get a survey sent to your house, you can still participate. The city will be posting the community survey online in late October. These results will be compiled and reported separately from the statistically valid survey, but they are just as valuable to the city. Visit the city's website for more details. After over a year of renovations, Boulder has a new and improved Dairy Arts Center. The makeover is largely thanks to the support of Boulder voters. Back in 2014, voters passed Ballot Measure 2A, which created a temporary sales tax to help fund community, culture, and safety initiatives.
So Ballot Measure 2A provided us with $3.85 million, which kickstarted our campaign, added to the money we'd already raised, and finally got us over that hump of being able to start.
The 42,000-foot space was originally home to the Watts Hardy Dairy until 1992, when it was converted to a multidisciplinary arts hub.
So before, we had quality performances here that were of a higher quality than the facility itself. The experience of going to a performance here was subpar, especially considering that our theaters weren't soundproofed. So the first priority we had was we got to redo our theaters so they're soundproofed. In the course of doing that, that required totally renovating them and repositioning them. So they now are totally soundproof and they're state-of-the-art. Our Grayscam Theater is the first theater in Colorado to be all LED stage lighting, which is significant because rather than having to change out expensive lights every few months, it'll be 17 years before we have to change any. But we now have all these glass walls with lots of light to help the art that's inside show up even better. We have an outdoor terrace, we have a cafe so that you can come here and enjoy some light food and drink and sit outside or sit inside and enjoy the art. A spacious new lobby, that's just a great place to be. And the nights when we have things going in all three theaters, like that's going to start happening this week, and in our Boulder Cinema, there'll be lots of people here at any one time, plus students. We now have a facility that can handle all those people and make it comfortable for everybody.
While the bulk of renovations are done, the dairy is still working to raise $750,000 to create a new entry on the backside of the building, which they hope to complete in the spring. For a full schedule of events and performances, visit thedairy.org. For the past month, professionally painted rain barrels have been on display at local businesses across town. They're part of the Boulder Barrel Project, which aims to educate the public about proper use of rain barrels and to celebrate the passage of new legislation which makes rain barrels finally legal in Colorado. The project culminates on September 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Studio Boulder with an auction. Proceeds will benefit local arts, water conservation, and low-income housing nonprofits. Register by visiting boulderbarrelproject.com. Thank you for watching Inside Boulder News, and thank you for allowing me to tell your stories for the past 3 years. This is my last newscast with Boulder Channel 8, and I'll be leaving you in the very capable hands of Kristen Scovera, who you'll meet next week. As always, stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news tips and questions. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.